Hello and welcome to the Midday Update. These are the top headlines from our newsroom today. No effort spared in post-Shaheen reconstruction. Oman Post warns against online fraud. Over 400 new job opportunities announced in the Sultanate. Oman Kingdom of Saudi Arabia signed MOUs on land and air transport. Royal Opera House Muscat announces 10th season. US lawmaker to introduce bill to make Diwali federal holiday. Taliban pledged to support freedom of expression based on Islamic values. And lastly, from T20 World Cup, Butler shines with maiden ton as England beats Sri Lanka by 26 runs. These are the top headlines from our news studio today. Let's see how the weather looks like in the Sultanate of Oman. Mainly clear skies over most of the Sultanate with chances of late night to early morning low-level clouds and fog patches along the coastal areas of Arabian Sea. With that, let's see how the temperature is like in rest of the governorates. Muscat will be sunny with temperatures between 25 to 34 degrees Celsius. Musandam will also be sunny with temperatures between 25 to 32 degrees Celsius. North Al Batna will also be sunny with temperatures between 25 to 33 degrees Celsius. South Al Batna is expecting thunder lightning with temperatures between 25 to 33 degrees Celsius. Al Buraimi will be sunny with temperatures between 25 to 36 degrees Celsius. Ad Dahra will be partly cloudy with temperatures between 23 to 37 degrees Celsius. Ad Dakhla is expecting thunder lightning with temperatures between 23 to 35 degrees Celsius. South Al-Sharqiya will also be partly cloudy with temperatures between 24 to 32 degrees Celsius. Al-Wusta will be sunny with temperatures between 21 to 36 degrees Celsius. And lastly, the Far will be partly cloudy with temperatures between 22 to 30 degrees Celsius. Welcome back to TTV watching Midday Update. Before we start with the local stories for today, let's see how the COVID-19 situation looks like in the Sultanate. The Ministry of Health once again has registered no deaths in Oman today, which means the total deaths remain at 4,111. In addition to that, the Ministry of Health has registered 9 new coronavirus cases in Oman today. With this, the total confirmed cases now stands at 304,308, which also includes the total recoveries of 299,663, as well as total deaths of 4,111. In the past 24 hours, the health officials have also received 9 recoveries. The Ministry of Health has urged all the citizens and residents living in the Sultanate to follow the precautionary measures issued by the Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health. And now from a local desk. Relief organizations involved in the rebuilding and reconstruction efforts in Khabura and other areas affected by Cyclone Shaheen are sparing no efforts to restore normalcy at the earliest. Among those involved in overseeing efforts in cyclone-hit locations is Hassan Al-Barmani, the director of Al-Khabura municipality, who has since the start of adverse weather effects been driving around in his personal vehicle to assess the needs of people and meet them as best as he can. He said that from the early hours of the morning until the late hours of the night, my team and I were guiding bulldozers to fill up pools of stagnant water created by the cyclone, showing construction teams where paving of roads was required, and helping search and rescue parties remove mud, rocks, and other obstacles from streets and home. He also added that if we weren't doing this, then we were assisting people to load into trucks the debris and waste that has been collected so far. He continued saying that the reality is that in the wake of Shaheen, the damage was severe. Fast-flowing wadis meant the movement of rescue vehicles was impeded, water had entered many areas and formed stagnant pools in which people could drown or injure themselves, and many roads were simply unusable. Until I see the last of our citizens and residents affected by the cyclone receive the help they need, I will not feel comfortable. It is immediately after Shaheen that they needed us. It is only fair that we sacrifice our time and effort for them. We continue to work hard to provide them with comfort, he said. Explaining how he helped coordinate relief and emergency actions in the form of field visits and inspections to people's homes, Al-Barmani said his efforts were driven by his responsibility to help the citizens and residents in his wilayat. Oman Post has urged its beneficiaries not to share their bank accounts details with any unknown source. According to the statement issued online by Oman Post earlier today, it said that we would like to inform you that Oman Post will never send you an email, text message, WhatsApp, or even links asking for a payment transfer. Therefore, never share your bank account details with any unknown source. They added that please make sure that our website is as follows: omanpost.om. For any further inquiries, kindly contact the call center at 1001. The Ministry of Labour on Monday announced the launch of over 400 job opportunities in private sector institutions in North Al-Batina Governorate. The Ministry of Labour, represented by the General Directorate of Labour in North Al-Batina Governorate, announced the launch of the fourth package of vacancies for 420 job opportunities from private sector institutions operating in the Governorate for various specialties and qualifications through the Job Opportunity Service on the Ministry's website, which is moi.gov.om. The Sultanate of Oman and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia signed two memorandum of understandings in the fields of land and air transportation recently. The MOUs were signed on Monday on the sidelines of the Omani delegation's visit to the KSA. The MOU on land transport was signed by Engineer Saeed Hamoud Al-Mawali, Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology, and Engineer Saleh Nasir Al-Jasser, Minister of Transport and Logistics Services in the KSA. Moreover, the MOU on airport transport was signed by Naif Ali Al-Abri, the Chairman of the Civil Aviation Authority, and Engineer Abdul Aziz, President of the General Authority of Civil Aviation in the KSA. The two MOUs agreed on sharing scientific and professional information between the two countries in order to enhance technical spheres and to boost logistic cooperation. The MOUs will also increase mutual visits between engineers, experts, and professional technicians in the fields of land, roads, and air navigation. Moreover, the MOUs also agreed on conducting seminars and joint meetings, as well as training engineers, experts, and professionals. The MOU also agreed on utilizing the geographical areas of the two countries to serve the joint logistical interests. In addition to that, an agreement has also been signed between Oman and Saudi Arabia in the field of civil aviation. The Royal Opera House Muscat will celebrate its 10th anniversary soon and announce the programs for its 10th season. The Royal Opera House Muscat celebrates its 10th anniversary and announces the programs of its 10th season, which includes 20 productions and 35 amazing shows from all over the world, Oman News Agency said in a statement. It also added the season of classic performances opens its door with the world premiere of Verdi's magnificent opera, directed by international director Franco, accompanied by a unique and interesting exhibition on the life and work of the theatre director from January 16th to March 20th, 2022. You can also watch the announcement of the new 2022 10th anniversary season at the Royal Opera House Muscat on their YouTube channel. This was all from a local desk for today. It's time for us to take a quick commercial break, but stay tuned for more updates from International Desk. Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. And now from our international desk. Congressman Caroline Melanie will introduce a bill in U.S. Congress which aims to establish Diwali as a federal holiday in the United States. On Wednesday, the Democrat congressman from New York will be joined by members of the India caucus, including Congressman Ro Khanna, Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, and other advocates to introduce her legislation at the Hill. Representing the Indian American community members, Sanjeev Joshipura, Executive Director, India Dasapora, will also join the congresswoman who has been a long supporter of the Indian diaspora. If the bill gets approval, the holiday would be observed in federal institutions with significant populations that celebrate Diwali and honor the cultural heritage of millions of Indian Americans who celebrate the holiday in the United States. Congressman Melanie in the past has successfully worked with advocates across the country and led efforts in Congress urging the U.S. Postal Service to approve and issue a commemorative stamp honoring Diwali, which has been in circulation since 2016. Melanie relentlessly fought for this cause as she felt that a relatively small action would hold great meaning of millions of people. Diwali will be celebrated on November 4th this year. Taliban on Monday pledged to support the freedom of expression under the Islamic regulations, local media reported, citing officials. Talking at a ceremony held to increase coordination between the media and related institutions, the spokesman for the Interior Minister, Syed Khosti, said that the Islamic Emirate would not allow anyone to silence the freedom of expression, Tolo News reported. The Islamic Emirate supports the freedom of expression based on Islamic values and the country's interest and is committed to not allow anyone to make obstacles for the media, he added. According to the publication, the journalists and media watchdogs called on the officials of the Islamic Emirate to form a clear scheme for freedom of speech and media policy. An amendment should be formed for the media, so based on the scheme of the Islamic Emirate, the media should run their activities, said Abdul Mueed Hashimi, head of Afghanistan's Journalist Safety Committee. Meanwhile, police radio, which had halted operations for nearly 3 months, resumed broadcasting on Monday, Tolo News reported. However, due to the shutdown of many media organizations, which made dozens of media workers jobless, some Afghan journalists have been forced to take hazardous jobs. Mustafa Jafri, a cameraman who has worked in Afghan media for around 8 years, is currently working as a vendor. Earlier, a journalist union said that more than 30 acts of violence towards journalists have been recorded in Afghanistan since the Taliban came to power. Once again, it's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned for more updates from our sports desk. Welcome back to TTV, watching Midday Update. And now from a sports desk. Jos Buttler smashed his maiden ton before England displayed an all-round performance to defeat Sri Lanka by 26 runs in the Super 12 match of the T20 Cricket World Cup at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium on Monday. England scored 163 runs in 20 overs and then restricted Sri Lanka to 137 to register their fourth win in 4 games in the tournament. Chasing the target of 164 runs, Sri Lanka got off to a worst possible start as they lost opener Pathum Nissanka in the first over. Charit Asalanka and Kusal Pereira also departed in the power play, reducing Sri Lanka to 34 runs with 3 wickets down in 5.1 overs. Earlier put into bat first, England got off to a bad start, but Jos Buttler masterclass helped the side reach 163 runs with only 4 wickets down in the 20 overs. Buttler slammed a blistering ton as England scored 163 runs after a bad start. The Morgan-led side scored 116 runs in the final 10 overs, courtesy of Butler's first 100 in the T20Is. England were reduced to 35 runs with 3, but Buttler and Morgan stitched a 112-run stand for the 4-wicket to revive the innings. With this news, we have come to the end of the episode for today, but stay tuned as we'll be coming back again tomorrow with more updates and latest news your way. Keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.